with all this talk about a cashless society and we are going on the digital dollar, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. And they want that to start first thing 2021 here in the United States. So with that being said, I want to go over a few things concerning the taxes, the tax code, and all the other stuff that goes along with that. I mean, I've covered the hidden tax, it was inflation, and that is always here, and it's just getting worse, and they are denying it and saying it's non-existent, and they want to get it higher, and la-di-da-da-da, but that is the biggest issue there is. But beyond that, I'm going to list off a few taxes, several, and just be aware that the average person usually goes by is entitled is expected or forced to pay over 60 taxes, if not over 100 taxes yearly or bi-yearly or every few years. So a few of those taxes, and some are considered fees. Well, fees to the government are basically a tax. It's a revenue thing for them. So I'm just going to list off a few, like air transportation taxes. When you fly, there's a tax there. Look at your tickets, there's a tax. Not a big deal, it's just a tax, right? And then building permit taxes. If you buy some land or you have a house and you want to build a shed, a small shed, a big shed, whatever, you have to go to your county, you have to get a permit, which is you have to get approval, you have to pay them money to get a permit to build something on the land that you own, the land that you have, the land that you paid for, the land that you pay taxes on every year. You need to go there and tell them, yes, you can do this, and this is how much it costs, so you are permitted. The same sort of thing goes along if you want to install a dishwasher, or if you want to replace a dishwasher that's broken. You need to go get approval. You need to go get a permit for that. If you want to replace your furnace, you want to replace your air conditioner, you want to re-roof your house, or you've had storm damage, you want to fix the roof damage that's been on your house, they say you need to go get a permit. All this stuff you need a permit for something that you own and you just want to repair or replace or upgrade. You need to go get a permit, a building permit, or some sort of permit for that, whatever the case may be. So that's a tax. On top of that, also with a deck, I went over a shed, also with putting a deck on your house. Or if you had storm damage and you messed up your siding, whether it's wood or vinyl or whatever, you want to replace that, or the damaged areas, you need to go get a permit, they say. At most counties, if not all. So there's a cigarette tax, and the cigarette tax is nothing to bat an eye at. The cigarette tax is huge. There's a gas tax. The gas tax is huge. Federal and state taxes on that. Disposal fees. If you want to dispose of something, a mattress or something that you've had that you just want to get rid of, a larger item, an old furniture, whatever, there's a fee to that. There's a dog license tax. If you have a dog, you need to go get him licensed at the county or the city or whatever the case may be, and you have to pay a tax on it, a fee. It's a tax. There's driver license fees, which are taxes, and along with that, there are tabs, yearly tabs, which they're calling fees. You're just paying for a sticker, which it's taxes, and it's not cheap if you own more recent vehicles. There's the employee Social Security tax, so you have to pay that out of your wages. If you're self-employed, you have to pay both the employer and the employee Social Security tax. So Social Security tax, if you're working for a company, you're paying 7.5% roughly Social Security tax. Your employer's paying the other 7.5%. If you go out on your own, no longer work for a company, have your own business or your own side thing that turned into a business, now you need to pay the full amount, the 15% tax for that. Same with Medicare. Medicare is the same way. It's different percentages. Medicare is the same way. That's a tax. There's estate taxes. There's, as you know, property taxes. which never go away. So do you ever really own your home? Do you ever own it? If you have to pay till you're dead to live in that home, to something that's known as property taxes. In my opinion, no. But that's another story. There's federal unemployment taxes that you're paying when you're working. There's, you want to go fishing, you have to get a fishing license. That's a tax. You want to go hunting, you got to get a hunting license. That's a tax. Your garbage, you pay taxes on top of your garbage service. There's gift taxes. There's highway access fees, which are taxes. There's hotel taxes. So if you're staying in a hotel, there's a tax to that on top of the sales tax. There's inspection fees if you're doing different things. Insurance premium taxes. So if you have insurance, life insurance, medical insurance, whatever the case may be, there's taxes on that. It's a tax. License plate fees. If you get new license plates, that's a tax. And you need to do that every so often. They just send them to you. They say you have to pay for these. Liquor taxes. There's your local income taxes all across the board. It's different for every county. There might be higher sales taxes from some county to another county, according to the state, or the counties different than the states. There's local school taxes. There's marriage license fees. That's a tax. You want to get married? You have to go pay a fee to get approval, which is a tax, so you can marry someone. Medicare taxes. We have recreational vehicle taxes, so if you have an ATV, snowmobiles, that kind of stuff, there's taxes on that. There's sewer and water taxes, so if you have sewer and water access, there's taxes on that. If you need to put in a new mound for your mound system that you have, tax on that. If you want to get a well, drill a well for your new place that you have, there's tax on that. Sports stadium taxes, so that's different for every state, different counties. State park entrance fees to go to a state park that we are supposedly owners of, because that's our money that the government has taken from us to maintain them or say what's a state park and what is not. And to go see there now, we have to pay a fee, which is a tax. Not once, every time. There's the 911, telephone 911 service tax. There's a tax on top of that. So you pay for it, a fee they call it, but it's a tax. Tire recycling fees. If you're getting rid of old tires because you got new tires, there's a tax on that. There's a tax on the new tires. Utility taxes, so whether that's your gas, your electric, your water, that kind of stuff, there's utility taxes for that. It was a big thing too. There was telephone taxes nowadays with the cell phones. It's not the same, but there's still some sort of telephone fee with the mobile phones. There's watercraft registration, which is basically a tax. Same thing as the recreational vehicles I talked about. And zoning permit fees. So if you want to do something with your land, if you own some land and you want to zone it into different sections, different areas. So if you own 20 acres and you want to split it into 3 because maybe you want to build different houses on the other one or to rent to other people, you want to zone them. There's a fee to that, which is basically a tax. It's not cheap. So think about this. Our tax system has become so complicated that back in 1998, Money Magazine, had 46 different tax professionals complete a tax return for a hypothetical household, the same hypothetical household. All 46 of them came up with different results. How is that? How is that? Well, I'll tell you how that is. Because the U.S. tax code has over 3.8 million words. The size of the U.S. tax code is 3.8 million words. 75 years ago, or over that now, for the 1040 form, it was 2 pages long. Today there's almost 200 pages for the 1040 form. That's just that. So let's go back to the 3.8 million words at minimum that it has now. So I did a little arithmetic, and I was thinking, how long will that take someone to read? Because, it takes time to count 2 million. So this is 3.8 million words. So just figure an average reader, the speed they read at, how long would it take to read the full thing? If you want to read the full tax code, it would take over 70 days straight, if you're doing it straight, 70 days straight, and you're reading for 8 hours a day and taking a 1 hour break. It would take you over 70 days to read our tax code, U.S. tax code. That's amazing. That tells me that nobody reads this. Nobody knows everything that's in there. All they do is get a whole bunch of stipulations and a whole bunch of rules and regulations. I'm sure a bunch cancel each other out. I don't know. I haven't read the full 3.8 million words. But with that being said, I'm sure there's a lot of back and forth and stuff that doesn't make sense, or stuff that's said in one spot that is said the opposite in another spot. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because that's how they have control. That's how they, scare people, make people worried, give the power to the IRS to take anything they want, everything they want, to either control the people, get that revenue in, whatever. That's what they do. On that same note, if you think about it, Al Capone, which wasn't a good guy, this is back when Prohibition, he wasn't a good guy, he was a gangster. He left usually the innocent alone for the most part, but he wasn't a good guy. They could not catch him on anything. The only way they got him is because he kept a few records, and some of his bookies or some of the people close to him kept a little bit of record keeping written down, and then they got him on tax evasion. That's why he went to prison. That's the only way. So it's not, I'm not sticking up for Al Capone or anyone else that does that. I'm just saying, it's pretty bad when the guy that was doing all this stuff couldn't get busted for the things that everyone knew he was doing. They had to rely on the IRS to pull him in and do the dirty work that the IRS always seems to do. So anyways, I want to go, there are 7 states that have no income tax as of right now. I know all the other ones do, and I just want to get this out there in case people aren't aware of this, because federal tax is high, and it's huge, and it's a big burden. But then on top of it, if you're living in somewhere like California, which is tremendously high, New York, tremendously high, Minnesota's up there. I think they're, for sure in the top 10. I want to even say in the top 5. And, Chicago's out there, or Illinois. So there's 7 of them that do not have a state tax. And those 7 are Alaska, Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. Why am I saying this? Well, just in case you want to know, and you're thinking maybe I want to get somewhere where it's a little more ease to me, a little less stolen from me. But so that's there. With this stuff that's going on with, they're talking about taxing the rich. I'll do another video on that kind of stuff and tell you the real story behind that. But I read another thing. But by the year 2022, there are 13 states that are currently imposing Social Security taxes. So if you collect Social Security for disability or because you're retired, you get taxed on that Social Security. It's not the same across the board, but you get taxed. You pay taxes on your Social Security. You pay taxes on the taxes you paid in. That's called Social Security. Once you get that back, you're paying taxes on that again. This happens all the time. They say there's not a double tax. Well, there might not be a double tax. There might be a triple, quadruple, or more tax, because that happens all the time. There's by 2022, these 13 states are going to try to get a state income Social Security tax. So tax your Social Security income that you're getting. They want to tax it at the state level too, along with the federal level. That's Colorado, Connecticut, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Dakota, Rhode Island, Utah, Vermont, and West Virginia. I'll say those again. Colorado, Connecticut, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Dakota, Rhode Island, Utah, Vermont, and West Virginia are the 13 states that are imposing, trying to tax your Social Security at the state level, along with, on top of the federal level that Social Security is already being taxed. So I just want to get that out there. And I know, like I said in the beginning of this, the most horrendous tax is inflation, because no one really sees it or feels it for the most part until it's too late or until so much has happened. I strongly feel that there's going to be hyperinflation, and that's going to be a totally different story. That's going to be crash and burn time. But anyways, I'll digress on that. So if you're thinking about that, keep these taxes in mind. Look into them more if it's something you're concerned about or interested in. As always, try to better yourself, get yourself prepared for everything and anything, whether that is assets, gold, silver, land, anything that can hold some sort of value. Try to stay out of the fiat system as well as you can. It's my opinion. And as always, stay vigilant, protect yourself, and protect your health. Thank you for watching.